in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows. There's a man with a passion that everybody knows. He's got a collection that'll make you stare. Vintage pocket knives laid with tender care.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome once again to HT's EDC, and I am coming at you dark and early here from the stone this morning. Matter of fact, turn you around here. If you look right over there in that corner, the coffee pot's turned to blue, and we are still dripping. We haven't even got our first cup of joe going, but it is brewing. And anyway, that view there is what was behind me. Again, I am sitting at my kitchen bar, and I'm looking back into that. Look at there, just push one button and technology. But anyway, we got the coffee brewing. It is dark and early, and I'm getting in here with an early one this morning. And yeah, got YouTube on in the background. I hope that ain't too loud. I got it turned down. Never know, one of you knife tubers may pop up there next on there. I got it on kind of autoplay. But one of those mornings where it just didn't sleep that good, and you just come on into the living room and start watching YouTube and percolating the coffee, and you guys get it. But anyway, what are we toting today? Or what are we going to be toting when we have some light out and the rest of the world wakes up? Well, again, we'll go through it quick. I'm indoors. My foot is still in a boot, so I'm not going too far. So it is not a very elaborate carry when you're just chillaxing at home. So same wallet, same truck fob if we go somewhere. The open sea leather, the Clark, brother Dwayne Clark Holy Land pocket cross, which we will put that in the pocket as we speak now, front left pocket. And today for a tote, well, this one, the sheath that I'm in, I can't do a whole lot of talking about this sheath just yet. We'll talk about my tote here, but this sheath is a prototype. It is a work in progress between, it ain't between, it is Brother Ed Costa's creation, but he is bouncing some things off of me. I do a little product testing, and he picks my brain some on some of his new prototypes, and this is one that I'm very, very excited about. This is kind of a concept. It's been done before. Everything's been done before, but this is something I brought to Ed, and it's like, think we could do this because I think this would be a winner chicken dinner for you. Anyway, this sheath here is one. Yeah, that is it is a work in progress, and we are going over it, and I think we will see this again. Maybe not this exact one, but stay tuned. Something cool from Brother Ed over in legacyknives.com, legacy/knives.com. Yeah, it's going to be cool when we roll this one out. But anyway, enough about what I can't talk about, but what I am toting in the slip I can't talk too much about is this. And this is an old scrimshaw, which is just about wore off. It says Harley Davidson, and which way is up on it? I don't even know. There's a motorcycle in that little red glob right there, a little motorcycle scene for a Harley Davidson motorcycle. But anyway, big whopping folding hunter. Go ahead and get this open. Shocker, huh? How many days has it been? And you knew I had to come back with a folding hunter. I mean, come on. It had been like 2 or 3 days and I didn't carry one. I'm nicking. I had to get one back in the pocket. So, you know, this should be no surprise. to anybody, if I can get this thing good and open this morning. Yep, we have a, see if I can nail the tang stamp. We have a Schrade, and this is a Scrimshaw series, so it says Schrade USA SC508. And there's quite a bit of teeners on that. Brother Dan, let me see if I can. Dan is my tang stamp man. He's like, he critiques me if I get these tang stamps right. But anyway, that should say Schrade USA SC508. The SC is for Scrimshaw, and this is the number 508. And as you can see, we are teenerific on this thing. Oh yeah, there's some nice darkening there on the back of that. And on this Skinner blade, just love this knife. Nice and shiny on all the brass. This is one we've cleaned up as much as we wanted to. One that we got in, probably, knowing me, probably an old eBay find. But let's check out the old schnappability. Very nice. And get her to the old 30 degrees and give her just a little touch. Oh yeah. Is it centered? Not that it really matters, but yeah, they are pretty centered. Old pale yellow, yellow Delrin, Schrade Folding Hunter SC508 is going in the old Legacy Knives to be. Well, it is a Legacy Knives slip, but prototype. And we are going to pocket carry. Yes, we are. We are pocket carrying in the house a Folding Hunter. Think nothing of it. Love it. That's how I roll. You guys hear that old coffee pot? It's done got over there. It's bubbling right now. You know how it gets to the end of the cycle? Oh, that's a wonderful sound. But in the lieu, just to wet the whistle, as Brother Terry would say, got this old Mountain Dew Zero this morning. So, before I get into what I want to show y'all, you've seen the thumbnail, I'm sure, by now, and this is really cool. That's probably another reason I'm up dark and early, because I was kind of chomping at the bit to do this video. But I got 3 prayer requests for you praying folks that watch my channel. Let's remember, and there's a lot more, but these 3 are just at the forefront of my mind right now that I know could use our prayers. And that is, number 1, Brother Stephen, Sanctified Leather. You guys been following his situation. He is by far not out of the woods with all his health concerns. Love you, Stephen, and thinking about you. And let's continue to keep him and his lovely wife, Miss Kimberly. She is just an angel, a sweetheart. Shout out to you, Miss Kimberly, and their son, Grayson. Just can we keep that family in our prayers? Number 2, Jason, Brother Jason, up at, I'm still going to call it Ozark Boy 417. You're still a channel in my heart, and hope to see you back someday on that screen behind me. But anyway, you guys know him, Brother Jason, up in Missouri. He is still battling some that latest surgery, and he's he is in a tough shape and in a good bit of pain. I don't want to tell all his, and he don't want me on here, you know, boo-hooing for him. I know what kind of guy Jason is, but I know also he could stand the prayers right now. And to you, Jason, as I always say, I love you, buddy, and I am for sure praying for you. And last but not least, another Jason, Brother Jason Wise, and his lovely wife, Miss Stephanie. Both of them actually are having some health concerns right now. Miss Stephanie is his caregiver. You've heard me talk about Jason before on here. Unfortunately, he is bedridden with a terrible condition that he is fighting, and I believe he is getting stronger. He makes some strides, some wonderful strides, but then there's some setbacks. Well, I know he had a little bit of a setback, and they had to run him to the hospital. And anyway, and his wife, Miss Stephanie, her as number one caregiver, she's kind of fighting it right now with her health. So that is just a can't win for losing kind of situation. But guys, know we are as a knife community, we are praying for you. And brother Jason, if you haven't heard what I'm, Jason Wise, he is not a knife tuber, but he is a staunch follower of many of our channels, and I can tell you, he is, like I said, he is stricken and he is in the bed, but while he is in that bed or chair, wherever he's at, he is watching us religiously. Miss Stephanie said that is how he navigates his day, is watching us knife tubers on TV, and they're always in the comments, supportive, and they can definitely use your prayer. So there's that. Just again, many more people, but those three are just, those are the HT prayer list for the day. Those three folks, and yeah. Okay. Thumbnail. What are we here to talk about? Well, if you saw yesterday, I had a old, and when I mean old, Case XX camper knife. And this one actually dated back to 1920 to 1940, which means it is a 84 at its youngest to 104-year-old pocket knife. And honestly, since I have been laid up myself, and I have not been able to deer hunt, which is absolutely about to drive me batty, that I can't be out there during deer season. Well, actually, gun season just closed this Sunday. We have another little 3-day rifle season after Christmas, but kind of some of the pressure's off because it's kind of over as far as gun season here. So anyway, I have actually been looking for projects like on social media, the eBays and all that, looking for some knives to like get back into my cleanup and restoration, to give me something to do. You know what I'm saying? I can't be out there deer hunting and all that, but doing what I love. But I love knives. Like I said, you guys have heard me say, I have two passions. The pocket knives are year-long. There is no season. The pocket knife season is 365, 24/7. And the deer hunting is, well, and here in Arkansas, is 5 months out of that 7 that you can at least be doing some kind of deer hunting, whether it be bow, muzzleloader, or gun. 5 months you can chase an old bonehead. You might see a couple of them over there on the wall. But anyway, I can't do that, so I am like looking for some old project knives. You guys saw the Schrade fixed blade I got on the other day. Just stuff like that at least gives me the fizz, keeps my mind occupied and keeps me off of, oh God, you ain't out there with those chasing boneheads when all your buddies are. So anyway, this knife right here was absolutely one of those buys. I thought it was cool too. The age of it, of course, I'm going down that rabbit hole courtesy of brother Jason Ozark. He tossed me down this vintage knife rabbit hole, and I'm deep down it now, or getting deep down it. So anyway, I look for those type of knives in general, but then a double whammy is when I find a real old vintage knife that people quit on. That thing is a hunk of rust. That thing is a piece of crap. And just kind of poo-pooed on. And I just see little elbow grease and, a little TLC and elbow grease. I see a path there for that thing. This was one of those, and we showed it yesterday briefly. The only thing I had done to that knife yesterday, again, right behind me here, had went to my sink and done the old hot water, Dawn power wash, scrub-a-dub-dub with a vinyl brush, just basically an exterior, and clean the joints, just get any crud, loose crud out of that knife. That's where that knife was yesterday. Well, since then, I got busy and got these elbows going, and honestly, I'm usually pretty critical of my work. A lot of times I'll look at it and, maybe you guys are just really gracious. Oh, HT, that's awesome. Man, you clean that thing up great. And I'm like, it looks meh. It looks, I'm kind of my own worst critic. Maybe I'm tougher on myself, which probably is a good thing. I'm kind of proud of this one. I'm tickled how this one turned out. And maybe I could shut up about it and show you guys. Was that enough build up? Shabam. Now, again, to get the full experience of this, you're going to have to watch yesterday's video. And look at that. Look at those back springs and liners now. If my light will hit it right. Get up there close. Blade channels. And get these, open up these blades out of the way. If you could see down in there, I forgot my little flashlight. I said to myself, for these tang stamps, I got an idea to kind of help tang stamps and stuff like that when I don't have quite a good light. I was going to get me a little flashlight here and, have it where I can shine down in there. But trust you me, we'll go ahead and open these up completely. These channels are night and day cleaner than they were yesterday. Bolsters. And yeah, this is just cleaned up really, really well. Just came out of this morning. Matter of fact, I still hadn't poured it out yet. You guys can see, here is my mineral oil bath. Every knife tuber's friend. It was in a nice mineral oil bath last night to try to get some sheen back in these little Delrin covers here, plastic covers. Whatever this is, it's a synthetic, but they were super dry. But man, I'll let you we'll kind of look at each blade, give it its day in the sun. There is the old awl or leather punch. And we will get this other one open here. Bear with me, sorry. Old bottle opener, flathead screwdriver. Cleaned up pretty good. And yes, folks, there is still some stains on there. Oh, look at that glistening there. There is still some stains, staining on these blades, some grandpa patinas. This thing is 84 years old at minimum. So temper that. Like, I did not try and go get, heavy sandpaper. If I wanted to make this mirror, I could. I did not want to. I still wanted this to say, hey, I'm 84 years old, but, I'm not an eyesore. So that's what I was after. If I wanted to just make this thing showroom shine and look like a 2024, I don't know that I could make it that good, but I could take that, I could shine that up even more. I didn't want to lose all that. You gotta let the knives tell their story. And an 85 to 100-year-old knife, they got a lot of stories. So anyway, we'll go on to the main blade. Like I say, you're gonna see some staining there, some teeners. And now check out that tang stamp there, Brother Dan. Can I get, there we go, right there. That tang stamp's good and cleaned up, good and legible now. Little spear point blade. Got a little bit of a smile right there. Come on, I mean, okay, yeah, we got a little blade lost. It is 85 years old. If anybody in that 85 years have used this main blade, you're gonna have, you'd have some blade loss too at 85 years old. So don't be too harsh on that. But yeah, we got a little bit of a smile there, but I mean, there's still a lot of meat there. A lot of meat on that spear point. And what else? Oh yeah, and here is my ignorance from yesterday. I was calling this little stubby guy here with a little, what I'm calling thumb stud, which it is a thumb stud. It goes right in this little hole here on the side, that little cutout. That, folks, is a can opener. And who knew? I should have known, because I got all kind of camp knives, and on the, I've got my, my bottle opener here, my flathead screwdriver. Well, what do you always have, is a staple on a camp knife, 4-blade camp knife anyway. Well, you're going to have a can opener. Well, I was calling this little thing just a little spear point blade, an extra little, I called it Little Stubby. Well, Little Stubby is an old school 85 to 100-year-old variant of a can opener. And from what I understand, that little button there is where you push down. I haven't opened a can with it. I really need to watch a video or something before I hurt myself on how to use this properly. Hey, I'm ignorant to it. I'll admit it. Didn't even know. I will eat all this crow. I was calling this just a little blade, little extra blade, which it sort of is, but this is a can opener. And this is what can openers look like on these knives, darn near a century ago. So that is just, and that's cooler than creek water. Not cool that I look like a bumbling idiot calling it just another secondary blade, and I didn't know it was can opener. But the fact that I have an old school can opener style, little stubby like that is pretty awesome. But anyway, wipe these off a little bit. Still got some remnants of oil on there, where I had it in that bath. But man, I am just tickled. I'm tickled on this one. I am. Again, if you see this now and you're like, okay, it looks pretty good, okay, HT. Before, you just scoff at it, look at what this looked like yesterday. And there was also another thing that we'll show you real quick. I'll get to that. Listen to these snaps now after mineral oil and a good soak and cleaning. Very nice. This awl's got a nice snap. Woo-hoo. And we're going to get Little Stubby. Get Little Stubby out of the way here. Can opener. Nice. And something I didn't talk about yesterday. If you saw this blade yesterday, and you'd have to go back, and maybe some of you keen-eyed watchers have already caught this, but I had, well, shoot, I let it go too far. Give me just a second. I promise you, I got a point I'm trying to make here. Yesterday, when this was closed up, and I didn't talk about it, and it's not this aggressive because I'm not going to. Anyway, this knife was sticking up, not quite that much. You see the point of that blade, but maybe halfway. See that gap there? If I let it go, it goes all the way down like it's supposed to now. but that tip was standing up proud yesterday. When I first take this out and say, hey guys, check out my old camp knife, and I'm holding it like this, if you go back, or like I say, you eagle-eyed commenters, you may have seen, well, ooh, he's got a blade sticking up there, really proud. That, you know, that thing's dangerous. That hadn't went down. Yes, it was. Again, I didn't bring it up. I was just in my thoughts. Hey, check out my new camp knife. All excited. But it did have this issue right there of this blade tip sticking up proud. Well, we fixed that also. We went in there and we, which most of you already know what you have to do on that. This isn't, goodness gracious, with this oil in there, I cannot get this thing open this morning. Bear with me. There we go. What you have to do when you have a situation like that is you have to come in here on this kick right here, and you have to drop that some. You have to grind that down, because that right there, when you fold it in your knife and that blade, that tip is sticking out, it's because this kick is too long. Your blade has been wore down through the years, and this thing has not ground down with it evenly, and it makes your blade, I don't know if that made any sense, but when your blade edge diminishes, thins out, and this doesn't, that's where you run into that situation of proud tips and be sticking up. Even when your knife's closed, that tip of that blade is out there exposed. Well, what do you do to combat that? You've got to go in here and grind this little kick. And when I say kick, I'm talking about what I'm pointing, this little point right here. You've got to flush that on down some, and then it will go in there, and as you can see, it's in there. It is not proud. See there, as I turn it to the side, that tip of that is on down, recessed in that channel. So we had to do a little surgery on it yesterday and get that taken care of. But man, I am over the moon at this. Again, now my second oldest pocket knife. And honestly, there's a chance that this is, you know, with that range, 20 to 40, this could be as old, you know, as 104 years old. But I do know for a fact I've got 100-year-old knife. So this is right there with it. You know, this is my oldest by far Case XX case knife. Not even close. And you guys know I'm on a camper kick, so I don't know what it is, but these little guys here are tripping my trigger. So what do you guys think? Be nice to me down in the comments, but do watch yesterday's video before you give your total assessment of where this is now, because it's came a long ways. It really has. Well, anyway, we're at 27 minutes. The coffee had been bubbling at me 5-10 minutes ago, and I am ready to partake of that. Get to watch some more of you guys. Probably shoot, it's 5:45 now. We'll probably be getting some good videos on there. I know old brother Terry probably be on there with an early morning. He's one of them early riser video guys, and maybe catch his video, but we're going to get off here and let you guys go. I love you. Tell me what you think about the old camper from Case, and we're going to see you on the next one. I'm HT, and we are out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see.